Hello, beautifuls. I want to share an experience with you in hopes that it will help anyone out there who is also going through something similar. I am very aware that the information I share today is not going to apply to everyone, and that some people are going to dismiss it, disregard it, and might even mock it because they don't understand and it is not their experience. And this video isn't for them. This spring, I was sitting beside the river, as I love to do, and in doing so, I was looking across and the riverbank started to melt and dissolve. And I found that quite alarming because it was something that you would experience, that you could experience when you were on, let's say, mushrooms or a hallucinogen. However, I was sitting there. My system was pure and clean. There were no intoxicants, there were no drugs, there were no hallucinogens. And yet I was watching the riverbank melt. And I thought, well, maybe it's an optical illusion from the water running. And so I focused my attention on a tree above it. And the tree too melted. And that lasted for quite a while, and I tried to feel into the experience, and there was nothing frightening or ominous about it. And so I let it be. The next day, while I was walking, an entire mountain did it. And then I started having similar experiences where I was seeing past what we would perceive as reality, and through sort of like portals or windows or openings. And the more that I started to feel into this, I was given an understanding of what was happening. And one of the things that many people are experiencing in conjunction or separately from this experience is having a difficulty in thinking. It feels almost like your thinking is retarded or stalled, and I mean retarded in the literal sense of that word, or that you can't. It's cloudy. You can't grasp your thinking. That your brain doesn't feel like it's working. Like it's supposed to, almost like you are drunk or high, and yet you aren't, right? I want you to know, if you are having these experiences, that you are safe, you are loved, and although it is not normal, this is part of our ascension and our expansion process. So as the energies and consciousness of the earth itself is changing in frequency, right? It is rising. If we are doing the work individually to help our own frequency raise, and we do that by clearing mental, emotional, and physical blockages, right? In that place where our body is taking in more light, right? More love, and we are becoming more conscious. In that place, we cannot relate the way we used to in denser energy. So what that means is we might start to see through the veil. We might not need to use our thinking mind in the way we used to, because now we're being invited to be in the experience through consciousness, to feel things, to know things. And in that place, we don't need to use our brain the way we used to. And in these shifts, as we're learning to exist in a higher frequency, in a higher dimension, the way we relate has to change. And so although for many we are navigating new territory, to know that we are completely safe in that experience, right? And to allow ourselves to feel what is happening. And there might be fear. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw that riverbank start, I was like, am I losing my mind? And as I allowed myself to feel into the experience, I could feel that I was being held, that I was safe, I was loved, and I was protected. And so the invitation is, if this is your experience, to know that it is normal as your frequency raises, as your consciousness raises, that there's going to be a shift, not only in your mental body, but also in the physical and the emotional body. Another one of the symptoms that a lot of the people I am dealing with are experiencing is this feeling of being pulled out of their body, right? Almost being like beside their body, watching what is happening, and yet still being in their body. And again, as we raise in consciousness, we are able to be in a position of the observer. However, there still is a need to be very grounded in what is happening here, right? Because although our consciousness is raising, we still are on this physical realm, and we need to remain grounded. And so I invite, if that is your experience, to find ways to connect to the earth, be it taking a bath and immersing in water and in that energetic space, to, if you're in a place that is not frozen right now, to walk barefoot on the earth, to go outside, to breathe in the fresh air, to hug a tree. These are all things that will help you anchor into your grounding and still allow you to expand into that deeper consciousness. I thank you so much for listening to this perspective. If you have questions, concerns, or comments, I invite you to reach out to any of the many qualified healers out there. I am happy to assist you, and I am by no means the only one. There are many, many of them. But if you feel drawn to work with me, the information, my contact information will be below in the description. And until we speak again, please do take care of yourself, remain grounded, and I send you so much love and light.